At one point, Vasiliy Lomachenko was one of the best boxers on the planet. A two-time Olympic gold medalist, Loma won a world title in just his third professional fight. He was something that nobody has ever seen before when it came to footwork and skill. The way he would find angles in the ring and make his opponent look silly was incredible. From 2014 to 2019, he looked unbeatable as he became a 3-division champion from featherweight to lightweight. People were calling him Lomachenko because he was making guys quit. After suffering an unexpected loss to Teofimo in 2020, and in my opinion a robbery loss to Devin Haney in 2023, Loma started to become inactive. He won the IBF title a year later against George Kambosos, showing us a glimpse of his former self. But it's been a year now, and we have heard nothing from Loma, his team, or Top Rank. Both he and Gervonta Davis' team were discussing about between the two for the end of 2024. But as much as I hate to say it, Loma ducked, telling his manager that he was not in the mood to fight at that time. Like I just described earlier, Loma's career was sensational. A 3-division champion, won a world title in his third professional fight, one of the best boxers of all time, especially when you include his amateur career. Consider him one of the best amateur boxers of all time. 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He is somebody that we have never seen before. The sport of boxing has never seen before. Put his skills against any boxer in boxing history, he's right up there. His angles, his footwork, nobody's seen that before. Put that up against anybody in boxing history, his footwork and angles are probably better. Not saying he's the best of all time, not saying he's a top 5 boxer, but his career was just sensational. But a problem with his career was he started late. Having that great amateur career takes a while, so he turned professional at 26 years old. And I would say he was pretty active for a champion boxer, fighting at least 2 times a year. Another thing about him was he was a bit undersized. Even though he was winning at lightweight, his main weight was super featherweight or just featherweight. He was 5'7", which was pretty small, and he had a 65-inch reach. Compare that to opponents he faced in the past like Devin Haney and Luke Campbell. They had like a 72 and 71-inch reach. So his frame was not the best for lightweight. He struggled at times at lightweight. We saw that. His power was there. His skill was, of course, there, but it was just hard for him to get in and out like he was with featherweight and super featherweight. But it wasn't that big of a deal, of course. I mean, I personally thought he beat Devin Haney, even though Devin Haney was a much bigger guy in that ring and outside the ring. Physically, bigger guy. I thought Lomachenko did enough. I had Lomachenko beating Devin Haney 7-5. The Teofimo Lopez fight, he lost. I watched that fight. I thought Teofimo just simply outclassed him. Bad night for Loma. It happens. His first loss actually was a second pro fight, but a second pro fight was for a world title. That fight against Orlando Salido, bit controversial. A lot of low blows. A lot of people argued that Loma actually did enough to win that fight as well. But Loma never ducked anybody. I know he ducked Tank recently. In my opinion, he did. But Loma was calling out all the big guys when Loma was in his prime and young. Of course, everybody wants to go after him now that he's old, 37. Okay, that's pretty old for a lightweight. Before we continue, I'm going to give a shout out to my sponsor. That's Hayabusa, some of the best boxing equipment out there. Make sure to use the code ALEXD, ALEXD, to get a % off your order. But where has Loma been? I really don't know. I've been following him on Instagram. He posts stuff. He's very religious, okay, which is nice to see. Of course, I'm religious too. It's nice to see. But I want to see some boxing content. I want to see him posting some boxing stuff. I want to see him training. I want to see him working the heavy bag. There's tons of videos of him training in his prime, and they were just so incredible to see. Him working the heavy bag, him doing the speed ladder, him just doing strength and conditioning. It's incredible. Him sparring. He's an incredible athlete. One of the best athletes to step in the ring. But we haven't been seeing nothing. We haven't been hearing nothing from Loma the past year. A reason why I wanted to make this video randomly today was because a guy named Raymond Muratella, a lightweight, just won the interim IBF championship at lightweight. So that means Loma has to make a decision. He either needs to fight him, okay, or he's going to have to vacate the belt. If Loma was not going to fight Tank, Top Rank should have been doing something to at least get Loma a fight at least. Okay, Keyshawn Davis, he is a Top Rank fighter. He is a champion as well at lightweight. Make that fight. A unified fight. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Keyshawn Davis holds the WBO title. Make that for a unification bout. That could have been made easy. I know they're not trying to feed Keyshawn to the wolves yet, but Loma, I mean, he's getting older. That's not so much a dangerous fight anymore for Keyshawn Davis like it would have been 5 years ago. I still feel like Loma could beat anybody at lightweight, but 37 years old, it's going to be tough at a lower division like lightweight. Okay, and heavyweight, we see a lot of older guys in it because heavyweight doesn't take as much skill, rely a lot more power. Okay, lightweight, you got to be fast. You got to have the footwork. You got to have power. You got to have defense. You know, you got to be there. When you're 37 years old or you're just older in general, your reflexes aren't going to be there. When you're inactive for a year, it's definitely not going to help your case either. So realistically, I just want to see Loma fight. If he has to fight this mandatory, so be it. It would be disappointing because of all the conversations we've been having, all the rumors of a potential Loma versus Shakur fight, Loma versus Tank fight, Loma versus Keyshawn fight. Just for him to sit out a year and just for him to fight this Raymond Muratella guy. No disrespect to him, but nobody wants to see that fight. Alrighty? If Loma would have just accepted the Tank fight, imagine how big that would have been. That's a 50-50 fight. I still think it's a 50-50 fight. But if Loma's going to stay out and stay inactive, well, that 50-50 is going to start making it to 55-45 in favor of Loma's opponent. 60 to 40%. I don't want to see that. Loma needs to fight. Loma needs to stay active. And if he doesn't, that's fine. But at least say something. The reason why I don't think Loma's done is because I think we would have heard something by now. Okay? He's still holding on to the belt. I think if he wasn't wanting to fight anymore, I think, you know what I mean, he would have retired. It's been a year already. And he still has the belt. We're going to hear something soon, though. I guarantee you that because, well, we have an IBF interim champion. Alrighty, I wish Top Rank was trying to be on him. Maybe he was, I don't know, behind the scenes. But I think Loma will fight. I don't think he's just going to retire and vacate now after holding a year. If he does, that's pretty dirty. I got to make heavy holding up the division, holding up the IBF title just to retire anyway and vacate after a year. We'll see what happens. I think Loma beats anybody, but he needs to do it now. He needs to stay active. Feed him whoever if he needs to so we get a big fight. Or just retire. It's okay if you want to walk away, but make your decision soon. Please. All right? Vasiliy Lomachenko, one of the best ever. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to comment. Make sure to subscribe. I'm out, guys. Peace.